Well, hello and welcome to this Moneycontrol live stream. I'm Nandita Khemka, and we'll be talking about the biggest scandal that the Indian banking system has seen, the Videocon loan case. The CBI has made some big arrests in this case. We saw Chanda Kochar and her husband Deepak Kochar being arrested by the investigative agency a couple of days ago, and today they have arrested Venugopal Dhoot, who is the Videocon, or in fact, he was the chairperson of Videocon at that point of time. So, to put everything in perspective, I'm joined by Dinesh, Unnikrishnan, my colleague, who will be putting things into perspective and telling us how exactly the entire scam unfolded. Uh, Good afternoon, Dinesh. Good to have you. Tell us, give us a brief background as to how the case unfolded. It was back in 2018, and at that point of time, Chanda Kochar had to, in fact, step down as the CEO of ICICI Bank. She was one of the most celebrated bankers, and she had a lot of goodwill in the industry as well. So after this whole scam unfolded, she had to also step down. And then all these parties have always maintained that they don't really know each other personally. Tell us how exactly the scam came into the open.
Hi, Nandita. Thank you for having me on the show. And like you rightly summarized in the beginning, this is quite sad to see one of the top bankers in India, Chanda Kochar, who actually were instrumental in building ICICI from a small company to one of the largest banking institutions in India, falling from such heights because of some shady deals. So, if I leave out the technicalities, let me put it this way. There were two parallel deals happening between 2008 and 2012 involving Videocon group companies promoted by Venugopal Dhoot and ICICI Bank. Let me explain what really happened. Between 2008 and 2012, ICICI Bank gave almost 5 to 6 loans to different Videocon group companies. It was perfectly okay. One of the corporate, just another corporate loan deal. And ICICI Bank was headed by Chanda Kochar at that point. As you said, she was the MD and CEO of ICICI Bank. So the ICICI Bank loan to Videocon was part of a larger bank consortium lending arrangement. Consortium deals are basically participated by different banks. So in this case, ICICI Bank was one of the major banks. Now, the loan amount, if you put together all deals, is around 3,250 crore from ICICI Bank to Videocon.
Right.
Chanda Kochar being part of the credit committees. Credit committee is the unit of the bank which clears the loan. Chanda Kochar was part of those credit committees. Now, the whole issue came out in the public when a whistleblower letter came out, accused Chanda Kochar in March 2008, for being party to a corrupt deal. Now, what was the corrupt deal? Around the same time, Venugopal Dhoot invested in a company called New Power Renewables, which was, a company floated by Deepak Kochar, who is the husband of Chanda Kochar. So shortly after or during the same time when Venugopal Dhoot's group companies were getting the loans, at the same time Dhoot invested in Chanda Kochar's husband's company, which is New Power Renewables, around 64 crore. Now, this New Power Renewables actually was a JV, joint venture between Venugopal Dhoot and Deepak Kochar. But after the initial investment, through a layered transactions, multiple set of transactions, Venugopal Dhoot cut his ownership in the company, essentially handing over the control to Deepak Kochar. So this was a clear case of quid pro quo deal. The Videocon group getting a loan from ICICI Bank and Videocon promoter investing in a company promoted by husband of ICICI Bank CEO.
Right.
So when this whistleblower letter came out, the entire banking industry was shocked to see the kind of connectedness between these two deals. And then CBI, as we know, took over the case and they conclusively proved that Chanda Kochar violated the rules while sanctioning these loans. Being party to her husband's company, Kochar should not have been part of the credit committee which sanctioned the
Hmm.
loan. Now, let me add that all the loans which ICICI Bank gave to Videocon became NPA, a bad loan, very soon. So this has actually resulted in a wrongful loss to ICICI Bank and wrongful gain to Kochars and
Dhoot.
Venugopal Dhoot.
Dhoot.
So this is a clear case of uh, quid
Quid
pro
pro
quo
quo.
between these two parties. That's how one can put it simple way.
But all this while, Dhoot as well as coachers maintained that they didn't know each other personally, right? So, what is this new power that is at the center of this whole controversy or deal? I would say.
Yeah, so New Power, like I said, they are into that's a company into renewable energy space, and this was floated in 2008 with Venugopal Dhoot and Deepak Kochar being the JV partners of this company. So this is a Mumbai-based company, very small profile company, but this the name figured prominently after this entire scam broke out and investigators started looking at the deals. There were multiple layers of transactions which Venugopal Dhoot used to infuse around 64 crore in that company. 64 crore, although it may sound small, for that
Hmm.
company it was a big investment at that point. Then, after investing this amount, Dood cleverly moved out of the company, essentially giving the control of New Power Renewable solely to Chanda Kochar's husband, Deepak Kochar. So, at the end of all these multiple layer transactions, Deepak Kochar had around 96% stake in New Power Renewables, while Venugopal Dhoot's holding came down to less than 3%. So Dhoot was essentially rewarding, in hindsight, we can say, the Kochars for those loans which were given to Venugopal Dhoot's companies. Now, those loans were given to Videocon, as we have seen in the later years, all became NPAs. Videocon Group was not doing well. It was a highly over leveraged firm. In the normal course of things, it would have been just another corporate NPA case. But because of this connectedness to renewable, new power renewables, this became a clear case of corruption. And one of the whistleblower we have to thank for highlighting all these aspects into the public. And now that after 3 years, we are now seeing back-to-back arrests in of Kochar's both husband and wife was arrested 3 days ago, and today, as you said, Venugopal Dhoot has been arrested. Yeah,
So all these high-profile arrests
yeah.
have been made in the banking space as well as corporates. It does set a precedent for these corporates before, to reach such deals in future. What do you think will be the way forward from here?
So there are a couple of things that one can say the ripple effects of this incident. One is that such these arrests will put the banking sector on a back foot yet again, because there will be a kind of fear psychosis that will develop among especially private banks when they involve in high profile loan cases, because and also this could also, I am afraid, could slow down the process of decision making in private sector bank when it comes to corporate loans, because bankers will naturally fear that at some stage in future some sort of goof up can emerge, and that can lead to cases and
The
investigations.
reputation, yeah.
As far as the case is concerned, what I can understand, as we have reported, is that Venugopal Dhoot has cleverly sort of turned approver in this whole case, and he has told CBI that he will turn approver. An approver, in simple terms, means one of the accused, but who has shown willingness to help the investigative process. So maybe Dhoot, if the agency accepts, if the court accepts his approver status, can get away with a lighter punishment, probably. I don't know, but that's a possibility. But as far as Chanda Kochar is concerned, Nandita, it's pretty sure that her career is almost over, because the case of quid pro quo, Kochar should not have misused her official position as the head of a responsible banking company, which is one of the largest banking institutions India has ever seen, for such a shady deal. Although Kochar, Deepak Kochar, and Venugopal Dhoot, all of them have denied their involvement over
Hmm.
these years, vehemently to this case. I personally had a chance to meet Mr. Dhoot shortly after all these controversies broke out.
Hmm.
Then also he was repeatedly saying that my hands are clean, and I don't know Kochar personally, and let the investigators find out if at all I have done anything wrong. But as we have seen now, the investigators have indeed found out
Indeed found something wrong, which is
something
why.
wrong. So
Okay, that's
yeah,
correct.
so going ahead, there will be an impact for sure in the banking sector because of the nature of this deal, and bankers will be more cautious
Sure.
to exercise caution. And
Hmm.
as far as the case is concerned, it's anybody's guess. I'm sure Kochars do not have much scope in this case. That's what my understanding is. But Dooth, if it turns approver, may get away with a lighter punishment. Could be.
Sure, then the call is that Dhoot may get away with a lighter punishment, but for coachers, it will not be a very easy thing to
Yes,
get out of.
that's
And
what it
as
looks
for
like.
Chanda Kocher, looks like her career is literally over. Well,
Pretty sure.
thanks a lot for putting this entire thing into perspective and explaining the entire scam and how it unfolded. For our viewers, well, I hope it clarifies as to what the deal or what the scandal was all about and what the way forward looks like for the coaches as well as for the corporates. With that, well, it's a wrap on this live session. But for more news and updates, keep watching Money Control.